First tonight in our news, live at 7. Prime Minister Philip Davis calling that triple killing in Fox Hill retaliatory and troubling as law enforcement fights to bring a violent surge under control. Plus, the Murray Knoll saga continues, the elderly care homeowner now in police custody under investigation for alleged fraud. And later, lacing up for a cause. Residents of Yamacraw hit the pavement for a fun-run walk, raising funds and awareness for breast cancer support groups. We'll tell you all about it. And then in our news live at 7:30, North Abaco MP Kirk Connors stays silent in his assault and threat trial, bringing his accuser's uncle as a character witness instead. The prominent bishop calling him the most quiet person in the community. Our news live at 7 starts right now. Welcome to our news live at 7. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Berthany McDermott in for Candino Knowles. 1 week after she took the country by storm, Murray Knowles is now in police custody as police investigate an alleged fraud complaint with Knowles. The officer in charge of the Northern Division goes on record tonight. But first, we are following breaking news tonight as investigators are on the scene of what is believed to be the country's 103rd homicide for the year. Details are slowly coming in, but police tell us the incident happened on Muttonfish Drive, just off Blue Hill Road and Malcolm Road. As we await more details, be sure and follow Our News Bahamas on Facebook for the latest. Well, this latest incident follows Monday's triple shooting that left 3 men dead in Fox Hill. Prime Minister Philip Davis calling the murder retaliatory and difficult to prevent. His remarks comes as communities across the nation grapple with the escalating violence. Delvado Emmanuel has more in this report.
It's very troubling, and the time has come for us to find ways and means of resetting the minds of our young people.
Prime Minister Philip Davis responding to the nation's escalating violence following Monday's triple homicide, which brought the country's murder toll to 102 for the year. Davis, who was attending the Latin America Caribbean Air Transportation Association Forum at the Bahamas Convention Center, was pressed by reporters on the government's plan to address the troubling statistics. These latest killings come nearly 2 weeks since the introduction of the Clear, Hold and Build crime fighting plan that's intended to reduce violence and restore stability in high crime areas. PM says his administration is doing all it can, but there are still challenges.
The preliminary results of what the police are indicating is that these are retaliatory killings, and whenever it's retaliatory, it's very challenging to prevent. Saturation patrol is out there. A number of these areas and posts are being disrupted, but yet still they find a way to exact what they want to.
Now, according to Commissioner of the Police Clayton Fernanda, there are currently 178 people out on bail for murder, something Davis described as overwhelming.
The system could only accommodate so many. These trials are taking more than 2 and 3 months. So if you have 170 trials that's outstanding, what does that mean? And how many months? That's almost 10 years to clean it up.
Opposition leader Michael Pintard releasing a statement after the murders criticizing government, saying they appear lost and unable to act alone or work with community partners to stop the violence that's devastating our communities. But PM Davis thinks otherwise.
We've added more judges to the system. We have removed the necessity for jury trials. So we have done some things to try to rein in the time and period. But again, change takes time to take root.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Delvado Emmanuel.
Thanks, Delvado. Well, officers from the Urban Renewal visited the Foxhill community where that tragic killing happened. Our News was there as law enforcement officers spoke with area residents. Officer in charge of Foxhill Urban Renewal Division, Assistant Superintendent Jermaine Adderley, says it's important for officers to have a presence in the community following incidents like this.
We've been doing that from beginning of this year because our Commissioner of Police, he made sure to see that we're seen, and not just heard, but seen. And once we're on the grounds, we create partnership with this community and our other communities in the urban renewal areas. And so therefore, once the people see us, they feel more confident in speaking with us, and by volumes, they come and give us information, what we need to combat crime.
During the walkabout, officers in a joint operation with Criminal Investigations Department checked vehicles being worked on in the area to ensure the authenticity of the cars and its parts. Adderley says while efforts like this, as well as going door-to-door assist in the fight against crime, officers still need your help.
If you see something, say something. If you see that there's a conflict about to happen, say something to us. We're there to help you. And if you have any information would probably assist us with these investigations, you could contact CID by 502-9991, Foxhill Police Station 324-3420, and also you can contact Crime Tips 328-TIPS.
A 31-year-old music teacher is behind bars on accusations that he had sex with a person suffering from a mental disorder. Wayne Williams is accused of having relations with the 17-year-old on January 1st, 2024 and May 5th, 2024. Williams was not required to enter a plea to charges of unlawful sexual intercourse with a person suffering from a mental disorder when he appeared before Assistant Chief Magistrate Carolyn Bo Evans on Monday. Bail was denied and he's back in court on March 3rd to receive voluntary bill of indictment papers. As a result of the allegations, Williams has been suspended from St. Francis and St. Joseph's School. And now to that investigation on Grand Bahama involving Murray Knowles. Assistant Commissioner Shanta Knowles confirmed to our news just this afternoon that Knowles, who owns the elderly care facility Home Away from Home, is now in police custody. Our Marlena Leonard joins us now in studio with the latest on this. Marlena?
Yes, Berthany. You'll remember how tensions escalated last Thursday when Grand Bahamians gathered in protest outside of the facility that Knowles runs. You were there. The public outcry followed Philippa Carey's revelation that Knowles had acquired power of attorney over her grandmother, Ingrid Carey, along with ownership of her home and access to her national insurance benefits. Initially, she claimed the elderly woman gifted her the property to support her mission work. However, the following day, she announced her decision to return the home. And now, less than a week after we've broken the story, Assistant Commissioner Shanta Knowles says Knowles is being investigated for fraud.
Yes, we have taken Miss Murray Knowles into custody today here on Grand Bahama as we continue to investigate an alleged fraud complaint that has reached our criminal investigation department. And so she is in custody with us at this time, and we will be speaking with her as we continue to investigate this matter.
As for why she was picked up by police, the assistant commissioner told our news the investigation is in fact related to the incident last week.
She appears to be cooperating with our investigation, but we did in fact pick her up this morning. But again, she is cooperating with our investigation, and so we hope that shortly we would come to some successful conclusions with this investigation.
And Berthany, this story seems to just keep evolving, and I guess now we just have to wait and see what this latest investigation uncovers.
Definitely. Thanks for that, Marlena. It's time now for your first look at temperatures. Meteorologist Greg Thompson is standing by in the Weather Center. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Berthany. We started off pretty cloudy this morning and temperatures very nice and comfortable. We also had the winds to help with the temperatures. Starting to see some breaks in the clouds, most of the activity down in the central and southeast Bahamas, but it is comfortable outside right now. 79 degrees, mostly cloudy and breezy. Winds out of the east at 13 miles per hour. Your feels like temperature is at 77. Temperatures around the islands right now, it's 78 in Freeport as well as in Great Harbour Key. We pick up 82 in Alistown, Bimini, Nicholstown, and Ross. 80 there, 77 in Marsh Harbour, Abaco, pair of 79s, Nassau here in the capital and in Governor's Harbour. Central Bahamas, 80 in Kemps Bay and in Coburn Townsend, Salvador, 79 in Arthurstown, Cat Island. 82s, Georgetown, Deadman's Key, and into the southeast Bahamas. 83, Duncantown, Ragged Island, Colonel Hill, Crooked Island, 81. Delectable Bay, 82, 82 also in Abrahams Bay and Providenciales, Matthewtown, Inagua, Deep South. You are also 82 at this hour. Satellite radar composite showing that cloud mass across area. Most of it are medium and high level clouds, but we still had a couple of light sprinkle moving in across the islands, courtesy of that stiff northeasterly wind, and the winds expected to pick up even more significantly tomorrow. We do have that gale watch still in effect for the entire chain of island. Most of this activity will push towards the south and east and move into the central and southeast Bahamas. Northern Ireland should see some clearing tonight through tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Stick with us. Look at your extended forecast is still to come.
Thanks, Greg. Still to come on our news, Olympian Lamar Taylor shines in his Tennessee Volunteers debut. Plus, the Ole Miss women dominate in an exhibition win over the Christian Brothers. These stories and much more coming up in our sports when our news returns.
Sasha Lightborn here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow all of the Our News social media pages to make sure that you don't miss those top stories from the team you already trust.
Up. It's gonna be a ride you'll never forget. The 242 Hottest Artist is coming to give you a ride of a lifetime.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
Get ready to rev up. Are you ready?
This is Cindy Blackman Santana, and you are watching The Charlie Bahamas Show.
Catch The Charlie Bahamas Show from New York City with the amazing drummer Cindy Blackman Santana and our very own jazz virtuoso Give Jellin, and a few young Bahamian musicians following in his footsteps, all from New York City. The Charlie Bahamas Show, every Friday night, 8 p.m. on Cable Bahamas, Channel 212.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
extra.
What are you? Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you with?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
Welcome to Our Sports at 7, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. 20 years ago, the New York Yankees became the first team in baseball history to surrender a 3-0 lead in the MLB playoffs. With their season on the line tonight, Jazz Chisholm Jr. and the Bronx Bombers have to hope that history is in their favor this time around, and the comeback starts in Game 4. The Yankees now trail the Los Angeles Dodgers 3-0 in the 2024 World Series. The Dodgers took Game 3 4-2 last night at Yankee Stadium in New York. Chisholm went 0 for 4, but the entire Yankee lineup has struggled through the series thus far, batting just .186.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is planning to celebrate Sports Month, headlined by a new Hall of Fame class and several events celebrating athletes across the country.
So throughout Sports Month, we will honor our legacy, celebrate our present success, and inspire future generations.
Olympian Lamar Taylor made his debut with the Tennessee Volunteers and immediately proved why he came into the program as a highly touted transfer. In the Vols' first meet of the season against the Louisville Cardinals, Taylor finished second in the 50 free in 19.45 seconds. It tied for the 9th fastest time in school history.
There are high hopes in Oxford for the 20th ranked women's basketball program in the country, and they got off to a start fans expected in the first exhibition. Coach Yo, sophomore Rima Collins, and Ole Miss defeated the Christian Brothers Buccaneers 114-29 last night at the SJB Pavilion in Mississippi. Collins finished with 14 points and 7 rebounds.
That'll do it for our sports. Stay tuned to Our News at 7:30 for details on these stories and more.
When our news comes back from the break, we turn our spotlight to stories making headlines across the world. As U.S. VP hopeful J.D. Vance defends a slur against Puerto Rico during the Republican presidential campaign. Vance says, "Can we all just take a chill pill?" This as former President Obama urges voters to reject politics of division and hatred in his continued support of Democratic candidate Kamala Harris. Plus, Sean Diddy Combs is accused of sexually assaulting a 10-year-old in a new lawsuit. We'll tell you the latest allegations when our news returns.
Up. It's gonna be a ride you'll never forget. The 242 Hottest Artist is coming to give you a ride of a lifetime.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
Get ready to rev up. Are you ready?
This is Cindy Blackman Santana, and you are watching The Charlie Bahamas Show.
Catch The Charlie Bahamas Show from New York City with the amazing drummer Cindy Blackman Santana and our very own jazz virtuoso Give Jellin, and a few young Bahamian musicians following in his footsteps, all from New York City. The Charlie Bahamas Show, every Friday night, 8 p.m. on Cable Bahamas, Channel 212.
This video needs to show us on a different scale. It has to be
Extra. What, eh?
Hey, Quay.
Hey, what you saying?
Where you is?
I heard you on the bus stop with my friend.
Okay, so we want to shoot this video, and it's gonna be extra.
All right, Jim. I can just come to you. All right. I need you 25 cents no more.
This is our news. Welcome back. We turn our attention now to stories making headlines across the world. Republican Vice Presidential candidate Senator J.D. Vance dismissed backlash over a racist joke about Puerto Rico made by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe at a Trump rally in New York on Sunday. While Vance claimed he hadn't seen the joke, he urged Americans to, quote, stop getting so offended and take a joke from time to time. The joke has drawn sharp criticism from Democratic Vice President Kamala Harris's campaign, Puerto Rican celebrities, some congressional Republicans, and Democrats calling it offensive. The Trump campaign distanced himself, saying the joke doesn't reflect Trump's views, though Trump hasn't commented.
Can we all just take a chill pill and take a joke from time to time? This is ridiculous. Our country was built by frontiersmen who conquered the wilderness. We're not going to restore the greatness of American civilization if we get offended at every little thing. Let's have a sense of humor and let's have a little fun and let's go win in 8 days. God bless you all. Thank you.
Meanwhile, at a Pennsylvania rally on Monday, former U.S. President Barack Obama urged voters to reject politics of division and hatred as he supported Democratic candidate Kamala Harris. Obama's call came after bipartisan condemnation of a comedian's offensive joke about Puerto Rico at a Trump rally, where Puerto Rico was labeled a floating island of garbage. Puerto Rican and broader Latino voters are critical in key swing states like Pennsylvania, where both campaigns are vying for support.
We have to reject the kind of politics of division and hatred that we saw represented. America's ready to turn the page. America's ready for a better story. Philadelphia, we are ready for a President, Kamala Harris.
Authorities in Oregon and Washington are investigating arson attacks on ballot drop boxes near the state border. Early Monday, incendiary devices ignited ballot boxes in Portland and Vancouver, similar to an October 8th incident. Authorities say most ballots in Portland were saved, but hundreds may be damaged in Vancouver. Both states assured affected voters will receive replacement ballots. The FBI is involved, with police tracking a suspect vehicle. State officials condemned the attacks as threats to democracy. And music mogul Sean Diddy Combs faces new accusations of sexual assaulting minors, which were detailed in 2 new lawsuits filed Monday in New York. In one case, a plaintiff alleges Combs assaulted him in 2005 at age 10 during an audition, while another accuser says he was assaulted by Combs and a bodyguard in 2008 while auditioning for Making the Band. Combs, who denies the allegations, remains jailed on related federal charges, including racketeering and sex trafficking. His criminal trial is set for May 2025. Still to come in our news, today in history. Find out interesting facts about the day that was October 29th. And then in our news at 7:30, a local pastor decrying that triple shooting in Fox Hill, calling for an end to the violence. And despite the drop in unemployment numbers, the government is placing greater focus on the discouraged workers. When our news returns.
This is Cindy Blackman Santana, and you are watching The Charlie Bahamas Show.
Catch The Charlie Bahamas Show from New York City with the amazing drummer Cindy Blackman Santana and our very own jazz virtuoso. Give Tin Jellin, and a few young Bahamian musicians following in his footsteps, all from New York City. The Charlie Bahamas Show, every Friday night, 8 p.m. on Cable Bahamas, Channel 212.
Up. It's gonna be a ride you'll never forget. The 242 Hottest Artist is coming to give you a ride of a lifetime.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
Get ready to rev up. Are you ready?
This November 5th, millions of Americans will decide in a race that will define history. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in a fight to the finish.
Perhaps not since the Civil War has this great country felt as politically, spiritually, and emotionally divided as it does then at this moment.
The world is watching, and so are we. Starting November 3rd, Our News is live from the U.S. with a Bahamian perspective, because Our News is everywhere, always there when it counts.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
On this day in Bahamian history, in 1912, George Basil Haddon Smith was sworn in as governor of the Bahamas. Haddon Smith's career spanned several colonial posts, and he later became governor of the Windward Islands. 8 years later, in 1920, artist Amos Ferguson, known for his vibrant work on Bahamian life and biblical stories, was born in Great Exuma. A house painter by trade, he began creating art in his 40s, gaining international attention in the 1970s. Ferguson continued to paint even as his eyesight declined, famously saying, "I paint by faith, not by sight." He passed away in 2012. Then fast forward to 2013, when Kofi Goodman was sentenced to death for the 2011 murder of 11-year-old Marco Archer, shocking the nation and prompting the Marco alert system for missing children. In 2016, his conviction was overturned due to trial issues, but he was reconvicted in 2017 and sentenced to 55 years in 2018. October 29, 2018, nearly 500 nurses staged a walkout, protesting a new shift system by the Public Hospitals Authority, which implemented a 40-hour work week. Nurses described the system as modern-day slavery, arguing it degraded their well-being. PHA explained the new policy aimed to establish consistency in hours, but negotiations with the nurses' union were tense.
We will not work that shift change. We will not work that shift change. And that is across the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. It's not written in the industrial agreement.
And finally, in 2020, the Bahamas reported 38 new COVID-19 cases, totaling 6,607 confirmed cases since the start of the pandemic. 30 cases were identified in New Providence, 4 in Grand Bahama, 3 in Bimini, and 1 in Exuma. Hospitalizations reached 86, and 2 additional deaths brought the total to 138. At the time, 2,168 cases remained active and 4,257 had recovered. The Cancer Society and Sister Group is set to benefit from a recent breast cancer fun run walk that was held in Eastern New Providence. It was spearheaded by residents of the Yamacraw constituency and began at Yamacraw Hill Road and ended on Winton Meadows Park, where there is a weekly farmers market. Member of Parliament for the area, Zane Lightburn, said he was happy to see so many participants show up, eager to support the initiative.
We're very excited today because I ran 3-point-something miles, will walk, and then ran a bit. I think I came first in my category, but it's not a real competition. It's just to show that we're in the fight and we're with those persons who are in the fight against breast cancer.
After the fun run walk, vendors proceeded to set up for their weekly farmers market. Shoppers were met with a health and wellness initiative in support of the cure.
So you also have breakfast is being set up now because there's a late start to the day. And we'll also have a grill and lunch. So we have some good chicken sauce and everything else. We have a health screening going on now, fruits and vegetables, and the trophies are on the way.
To watch that story again and for all of today's top stories, visit ournews.bs and you can share your favorite stories right on Our News Bahamas on Facebook. Well, that does it for Our News at 7. Joining us now is our Marlena Leonard in for Italia Hall with the latest headlines. Marlena.
Thanks, Berthany. Well, we're looking at breaking the glass ceiling or not. Our series on women's leadership ahead of the U.S. election continues tonight. Plus, how Bahamas Medical and Surgical helps cancer survivor reclaim her confidence. Here are your latest headlines. First tonight in Our News Live at 7:30, the rape trial of North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish continues, with Cornish calling the accuser's uncle as a character witness. Details from witness testimony straight ahead. And Murvy Knowles now in custody, less than a week after protesters gathered on Grand Bahama questioning her ownership of an elderly woman's home. The latest from the officer in charge of the Northern Division. Plus, how the labor minister is driving focus on discouraged workers after seeing the category jump almost 20% in a recent survey. And later, how one cancer survivor says access to prosthetics have given her confidence and allowed her to live her life to the fullest nearly 2 decades after beating cancer. All that and more when Our News Live at 7:30 returns.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already trust.
With some rhythm.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, present the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Sean, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack location. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Skypods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app.
Welcome to Our News, and thanks for joining us. I'm Marlena Leonard, in for Italia Hall. North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish elected to remain silent when his rape, assault, and death threat case resumed before Justice Renee McKay. Instead, he called his accuser's uncle, Apostle Cedric Bullard, as a character witness. Bullard described Cornish as a quiet person and said that he was shocked when he learned of the allegations. He said, quote, "I can't remember him being in a fight. He's the most quiet person in Cooperstown," end quote. Cornish is accused of raping his then-girlfriend on March 24th, 2023 and April 4th, 2023. He's also accused of assaulting and threatening to kill the same woman on January 20th, 2023. The jury is expected to hear closing addresses tomorrow. A triple shooting that killed 3 men has left the Fox Hill community in shock. And now one community leader is speaking out, calling for an end to the senseless violence. Our Joshua Williams returned to the scene of the crime today and filed this report.
Where we failed, and that keeps going on in my mind, where have we failed?
That cry of self-reflection and frustration coming from Bishop J. Carl Ramming. He's the senior pastor of the historic St. Paul's Baptist Church in Fox Hill. After spending more than 80 years living in that community, he's become known as the mayor of Fox Hill. So he's no stranger to the violence incidents that plague the East New Providence community. But he finds yesterday's triple murder shocking, saying it's a much different community than where he grew up. He spoke with me just hours after the 3 men were shot to death by a gunman wielding a high-powered weapon. Ramming says it feels like society is fighting an upward battle.
All of us, the church, the community police, all of us have tried and are still trying. But somewhere along the line, it seems as if these young men always find a way to get through the crack.
In addition to pastoring, Bishop Ramming works closely with the Fox Hill Urban Renewal Division.
I've seen young men, to be honest, most of them are not serious. Some would listen and make promises.
He also says now is not the time to give up on the nation's youth.
To still keep trying and do all we can. And as far, I think I'm somewhat old-fashioned, and I believe prayer is powerful.
And with the blood still on the ground less than 24 hours since that incident, police, along with Bishop Ramming, has this message for young men.
If they could come to them senses, like the story in the Bible about the prodigal son, if they could only come to themselves, that turn around, I believe something positive. We'll see some positive change.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Joshua Williams.
And now to that investigation on Grand Bahama involving Murphy Knowles. Assistant Commissioner Shanta Knowles confirmed to Our News this afternoon that Knowles, who's at the center of a controversy over ownership of a home, is now in police custody. Our Berthany McDermott joins us now in studio with the latest on this. Berthany?
Yes, Marlena, you'll remember how tensions escalated last Thursday when Grand Bahamians gathered in protest outside the facility Knowles runs. The public outcry followed Philippa Carey's revelation that Knowles had acquired power of attorney over her grandmother, Ingrid Carey, along with ownership of her home and access to her national insurance benefits. Initially, she claimed the elderly woman gifted her the property to support her mission work. However, the following day, she announced her decision to return the home. And now, less than a week after we broke the story, Assistant Commissioner Shanta Knowles says Knowles is being investigated for fraud.
Yes, we have taken Miss Murphy Knowles into custody today here on Grand Bahama as we continue to investigate an alleged fraud complaint that has reached our criminal investigation department. And so she is in custody with us at this time, and we will be speaking with her as we continue to investigate this matter.
Now, as for why she was picked up by police, the Assistant Commissioner telling us the investigation is in fact related to the incident last week.
She appears to be cooperating with our investigation, but we did in fact pick her up this morning. But again, she is cooperating with our investigation, and so we hope that shortly we would come to some successful conclusions with this investigation.
And Marlena, this story seems to keep evolving. Now we wait to see what this latest investigation uncovers.
Berthany. One day after the labor force survey revealed the discouraged worker category saw a nearly 20% increase between the first and second quarter of 2024, Labor and Public Service Minister Pia Glover-Roll says stakeholders are finding ways to diversify the workforce and decrease the figure. In the first quarter of the year, the number stood at 10,800. In the second quarter, that number jumped to 12,940. Glover-Roll says a key focus is training to fill gaps in industries such as healthcare.
I think that our national apprenticeship program is going to play a major role in how we divert our labor force talent into the key industries where gaps exist. So now we're not having a saturation of the same skilled workers in the same industries, but we're diversifying, we're encouraging and directing workers towards the industries where gaps exist, towards training where gaps exist. Of course, we know that's in technical and vocational. We know that it's in maritime. There continues to be a growth in our tourism sector.
On a more positive note, the unemployment rate dropped 1.2% to 8.7% for the first half of the year. At the end of 2023, the unemployment rate stood at 9.9%. Glover Roll highlighted this is the lowest the unemployment rate has been since 2008.
So the positive gains, I think, are a sign of our country's promising economic prospects. And of course, there is the potential for labor market growth under our administration, where there is a number of investments in new industries. We're diversifying key industries. There is growth. And of course, when we look at the government's investments in infrastructure and digitalization and support of local businesses, that has, of course, been a factor. So we expect even more good news based on what's in the pipeline.
Well, we've had another breezy and overcast day in the capital. Meteorologist Greg Thompson joins us in the Weather Center now for your first look at temperatures. Greg?
Yeah, thanks, Marlene. Well, the overcast skies, the winds out there kept things rather comfortable. And temperatures, I don't think they got into the mid-80s. Might have seen some low 80s around most of the island chain. But the clouds are starting to break up across the northwest Bahamas, most of it moving into the central Bahamas right now. 78 degrees outside our studio, still mostly cloudy, we'll call it, and it is breezy, actually, should say windy. Winds picked up, it's now east at 22 miles per hour. Your face-like temperature is at 77 degrees. Sideline radar composite, we still have that mass of moisture and clouds moving across the island chain. That's courtesy of an upper-level trough that's just to the north of us, and a large high-pressure system just centered off the northeast United States. That's keeping us in this northeasterly wind regime, and that's going to be bringing us some Atlantic moisture across areas. So we could see some spotty showers. As I mentioned, most of this cloud mass will move into the central and southeast Bahamas, and that high pressure will be expanding and intensifying, so we're looking at some very windy conditions tomorrow. Beaching and boating will be a challenge, so not to get into the waters tomorrow. That's a quick check on conditions around the island. Stick with us, look at the tropics, and your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on Our News, the story of one cancer survivor's journey back to health and confidence with the help of Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited. But first, our Sasha Lightbourne sits down with a female senator to talk female leadership and politics in the Bahamas. This as U.S. voters prepare to decide for a second time whether they'll have their first female president. The next installment of Breaking the Glass Ceiling or Not is coming up when Our News returns.
This is Cindy Blackman Santana, and you are watching The Charlie Bahamas Show.
Catch The Charlie Bahamas Show from New York City with the amazing drummer Cindy Blackman Santana and our very own jazz virtuoso, Give Jellin, and a few young Bahamian musicians following in his footsteps, all from New York City. The Charlie Bahamas Show, every Friday night, 8 p.m. on Cable Bahamas, Channel 212.
Up. It's gonna be a ride you'll never forget. The 242 hottest artist is coming to give you a ride of a lifetime.
Join us as we count down the Rev Up Top 7.
Get ready to rev up. Are you ready?
This November 5th, millions of Americans will decide in a race that will define history. Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in a fight to the finish.
Perhaps not since the Civil War has this great country felt as politically, spiritually, and emotionally divided as it does then at this moment.
The world is watching, and so are we. Starting November 3rd, Our News is live from the U.S. with a Bahamian perspective, because Our News is everywhere, always there when it counts.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs.
We are still following breaking news tonight as investigators are on the scene of the country's 103rd homicide for the year, just 24 hours after that triple shooting in Fox Hill. Details are slowly coming in, but police tell us the incident happened on Mutton Fish Drive, just off Blue Hill Road and Malcolm Road. As we await more details, be sure and follow Our News Bahamas on Facebook, where our Delvardo Emmanuel is live with the latest. And even now, millions of Americans are voting in early polls and on mail-in ballots. Come November 5th, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump will square off in a U.S. election battle royale. Harris is the second woman in American history to seek the Oval Office. This week, in the lead-up to that race, we cast a spotlight on our own political landscape and whether we're ready to see a female on our own ballot vying for Prime Minister. Here's our Sasha Lightborn.
While a relatively newcomer to the political arena, Senator Michaela Barnett Ellis has dedicated her life to politics, more recently as an opposition senator for the Free National Movement. She sees the current presidential matchup in the United States as a sign of progress.
As a Black woman, unfortunately, we're kind of at the bottom of the totem pole. And so to see a major political party rally around a woman of color, somebody who is a minority when you look at both, the Black side of her and the Indian side of her, it is extremely encouraging.
In Trinidad and Tobago, Kamala Prasad Becerra served as Prime Minister between 2010 and 2015. In Guyana, Janet Rosenberg Jagan was the sixth president from 1997 to 1999. And no matter the outcome on November 5th, Senator Barnett Ellis believes Kamala Harris's journey to this place and time is nothing short of amazing.
We haven't had a Bahamian female as a leader of a major political party yet. And until we see a female as a leader of one of the major political parties, we're not going to see a female prime minister.
There are 9 female parliamentarians, 2 of whom lead the upper and lower houses, as Senate President Lachelle Adderley and House Speaker Patricia DeVoe. This is the largest number of Bahamian women in Parliament in history, with the largest number of females in the cabinet as well.
As we start to prepare for the upcoming election, we are deliberately saying we want to make sure that we have women. Let's look at our numbers. And also, for my part, encouraging women to step forward.
Until then, she's committed to tackling those issues that can help prepare women for that shot at the top.
I think that we have not done enough to encourage women to step forward, because it's not just a matter of, okay, I'm looking for women, or a party having a mandate of we need at least 20 women or something like that. It requires more than that.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Sasha Lightborn.
Thanks, Sasha. Well, tonight we continue our series on breast cancer survivors who've been helped along their journey by Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited and their products that give survivors a second lease on life. In this report, our Jasmine Brown speaks with a survivor who's been a customer for nearly 20 years.
For people who've had a mastectomy or lumpectomy, finding the most comfortable clothes from mastectomy bras to tops can take a bit of work. But for breast cancer survivor Ethel Johnson, that process wasn't so tough. Johnson had one of her breasts removed after being diagnosed with stage 3 aggressive breast cancer in 2006. It was around that time she became a customer at Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited, and she hasn't had any regrets.
I was into having reconstruction, so I had to go with the prosthesis, and that's when I learned, some people say, the false breast. I came in and I had a light one because the cut was fresh and everything, and I had a light one done.
Johnson is just one of scores of survivors who say Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited has added an extra lift for women diagnosed with breast cancer through their top brand mastectomy bras and prosthesis, which is an artificial breast shape that sits inside a bra to replace all or part of the breast. Johnson, who has been a repeat customer over the years, says the products are top-notch.
Their products are so strong. You don't have to come in every year unless you want to, and I've built up getting bras from them. I've built up with my prosthesis. The bras were really good. The prosthesis was good and comfortable. So I just went, go with the flow, and I'm just getting into now realizing that I can wear I can get strapless bras.
As small as it seems, the cancer survivor says it's allowed her to live her life to the fullest nearly 2 decades after beating cancer.
I am a survivor. I'm more than a survivor. I am a conqueror.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
It's now time for tonight's Financial Market Minute, brought to you by RF, your local investment bank. This has been your Financial Market Minute. To explore the best performing mutual funds in the Bahamas, visit our website at www.rfgroup.com.
Coming up in sports, Jazz and the Yankees hope to make history. We talk Sports Month celebrations, and Coach Yo leads Ole Miss to a ridiculous exhibition win. We check the score 3 times. It's the right one.
And hear from the children and officials in Grand Bahama talking about the recent youth march on the island in celebration of Youth Month. The details when Our News returns.
Hey y'all, are you ready to be inspired? I am thrilled to announce that Inspire Her 2024 is coming, and it's going to be bigger and better than ever. Join us at the luxurious Atlantis Hotel Paradise Island on October 10th for an evening filled with inspiration, empowerment, and connection. The evening session promises to offer exclusive networking opportunities and transformative discussions. We invite everyone to attend and to be part of this incredible gathering. Hear from leading women activists, entrepreneurs, CEOs, thought leaders, and more as they share their stories, insights, and wisdom. Tickets are now available for purchase through the Alive Events app. Corporate packages and vendor opportunities are also available, providing a unique platform for businesses to showcase their support and connect with a diverse audience. Grab your girlfriends, mark your calendars for October 10th, and join us at the Inspire Her 2024 Women's Conference. See you there.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, from the teams you already trust.
My name is Troy Williams. I've been a Live Fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent on the services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients working remotely, when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging.
Welcome to Our Sports, presented by 10th Year Seniors. I'm Ronaldo Dorset. That's John Mark Nutt. Let's do show. 20 years ago, the New York Yankees became the first team in baseball history to surrender a 3-0 lead in the MLB playoffs. With their season on the line tonight, Jazz Chisholm Jr. and the Bronx Bombers have to hope that history is in their favor this time around, and the comeback starts in Game 4. The Yankees now trail the Los Angeles Dodgers 3-0 in the 2024 World Series. The Dodgers took Game 3 4-2 last night at Yankee Stadium in New York. Chisholm went 0 for 4, but the entire Yankee lineup has struggled through the series thus far, batting just .186. The Yankees hope to stave off elimination in Game 4 tonight, with first pitch set for 8:08 p.m. Lewis Gill will get the start tonight for New York, and it is expected to be a bullpen game for LA. The Yankees are the 41st team to fall behind 3-0 in a best-of-7 series, but there hasn't been a series sweep in the Fall Classic since 2012.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture is planning to celebrate Sports Month, headlined by a new Hall of Fame class and several events celebrating athletes across the country.
So throughout Sports Month, we will honor our legacy, celebrate our present success, and inspire future generations. Together, we are committed to showcasing the sports are more than just the banner pursuit. They are a powerful means of sharpening and strengthening our nation.
Olympian Lamar Taylor made his debut with the Tennessee Volunteers and immediately proved why he came into the program as a highly touted transfer. In the Vols' first meet of the season against the Louisville Cardinals, Taylor finished second in the 50 free in 19.45 seconds. It tied for the 9th fastest time in school history. He also finished 4th in the 100 free with a time of 43.07 seconds. Taylor was a member of the 400 free relay that finished first and posted the top time in the country this season, 2 minutes 49.23 seconds. It was an NCAA A-cut time, automatically qualifying the group for the NCAA championships at the end of the season.
There are high hopes in Oxford for the 20th ranked women's basketball program in the country, and they got off to a start fans expected in the first exhibition. Coach Yo, sophomore Rima Collins, and Ole Miss defeated the Christian Brothers Buccaneers 114-29 last night at the SJB Pavilion in Mississippi. Collins finished with 14 points and 7 rebounds. Christian Brothers had a 9-8 lead at the first media timeout before the home team settled in and went on a 34-5 run and eventually won by 85. In year 7 at the helm, Coach Yo leads the team into a season with lofty expectations, coming off its 3rd consecutive NCAA appearance and first season with at least 12 SEC wins. They are ranked number 20 in the AP and number 21 in the USA Today Coaches Poll. Collins is one of 8 returning players from last year's squad headlined by first-team All-SEC selection Madison Scott. Up next for Team 50, they opened up the season in Paris, France to take on Juju Watkins and the number 3 USC Trojans on Monday, November 4th.
That'll do it for Our Sports. This is 10YS. Down 3-0. I mean, they can come back, right?
It's right where they want them.
Hopefully. Back to the studio.
Still ahead on Our News tonight, the story of how crowds of Grand Bahamians gathered over the weekend for a youth march in celebration of Youth Month. And gray skies and cool breezes. Will the low temps continue? Greg is back with the answers in your extended weather forecast. That's coming.
Yo, what's good, my loyal viewers? Ronaldo Dorset of 10YS here. First of all, thanks so much for watching, but be sure to hit that follow button. If you'd like to see more content like this, follow all of the Our News social media pages, and of course, don't forget to turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the top stories from the team, well, from the teams you already trust.
My name is Trey Williams. I've been a live fiber customer since March 2024. The installation process was seamless, effortless, and extremely fast. The gentlemen that came to the installation were very helpful, reliable, very knowledgeable, and the time allocated to do the installation was shorter than the time specified. Yeah, the previous provider I had, I noticed that the internet speed actually had intermittent services, so I was very grateful that the live fiber was available in my area. Once I was able to make the switch, my service and everything I needed was satisfied. My favorite feature would actually be being able to add any apps from the Play Store. It's just basically making any dumb TV a smart TV. I do a lot of back-end support, engineering support, helping clients, working remotely when I'm from home. The internet is a very important aspect of my job and my life. My name is Trey Williams, and the future is home with a live fiber.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe.
This is our news. Welcome back. We woke up to some cloudy skies this morning, some very comfortable temperatures, and the winds out there still whipping. They're actually going to be strengthening as a ridge of high pressure to the north of us is going to intensify. But first we'll get to the tropics. A couple of items out there that we'll be watching. Tropical wave moving, well, it's actually approaching the Leeward Islands. Not much in terms of any organization with that system. We will continue to track those as they move towards west. Looks as though we're winding down the hurricane season. Still have a month left. We are going to continue to watch this one. With, like I said, some showers associated with it. But the main concern will be in the southwestern Caribbean, where the National Hurricane Center is going to continue to monitor the system, or this area has about a 40% chance for some organization or some kind of a low to form. High pressure to the north will keep that at bay. So it's going to meander around here somewhere, but some of the models are showing it's going to be moving towards the northeast, approaching Hispaniola, and then moving to the east of us, the other one moving into the Gulf of Mexico, but we still have time to watch it. Won't be doing anything until this weekend. Closer to home, though, we are still under this cloud mass, upper level trough, or dipping jet stream, bringing a lot of moisture across us. We will continue to see that across most of the central and southeast Bahamas, but the northern islands will be clearing, so we're going to see some more sun tomorrow. Just some quick passing, brief showers in the forecast. But all in all, the winds are going to be the problem. Beaching and boating not advised. So we're asking you beach goers and your boaters to stay out of the waters, as this will continue for the remainder of the week. Future forecast showing those spotty showers moving across our area. Not doing much in terms of any significant rainfall expected, just a sprinkle or two, and that will continue through Thursday. Maybe an isolated shower across the easternmost islands. Boating forecast, once again, beaching and boating a challenge for the next several days. We're asking you boaters and you beachgoers to stay out of the waters. We do have that gale watch still in effect, northeast to east winds, 20 to 25 knots. They will be gusting high at times. Seas running 6 to 9 feet, but building up to 12 feet in northeasterly swells along Atlantic exposures. Here's a look now at your national forecast. In the extended forecast, some spotty showers in the forecast Wednesday and Thursday, clearing on Friday, but we'll keep some moisture or maybe even an isolated shower on Saturday. But look at those temperatures. We are starting to move into those cool months. I know Marlena likes these cool temperatures. You're going to miss them in Freeport. You're here in Nassau. That's a look at our weather. Make it a safe night, everybody.
Thanks so much, Greg. Well, speaking of Freeport, a youth march drawing a large number of Grand Bahamians over the weekend to celebrate Youth Month. The theme this year, Homecoming. Let's make more memories. The month-long celebration will feature a range of activities designed to foster empowerment, creativity, and community involvement among young people. The march, which concluded at Independence Park on Coral Road, included participation from youth leaders and students from schools across the community. Deputy Director of Sports Norris Bain says the event was a success.
We had a wonderful time. The music was good. Kids enjoyed the march. So the schools, the clubs, the church organizations, all turned out, youth leaders all turned out in massive support of this year's youth march. I'm really, really proud of them and looking forward to it even being bigger and better next year.
We spoke with 2 students in Grand Bahama who shared their thoughts on the parade.
I felt like it was a very joyous occasion to spend time with my friends and spend time with my principal and my school, and overall just have a lot of fun.
It was fun, it was a great experience, and it was very cheerful.
Well, it looks like they all had a great time. On behalf of the entire team, thank you for joining us for our news tonight. I'm Marlena Leonard. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Candino Notes here, and thank you so much for watching. Be sure and hit that follow button if you want to see more stories like this. Be sure and follow all of the Our News social media pages. And hey, don't forget, turn on your notifications so you never miss out on top stories from the team you already